One of the most frustrating things about this game, and I'm sure you'll have experienced it yourself if you play, is when something you've been working towards really hard for ages suddenly just sort of gets granted without you really having achieved it. Lincoln have fallen apart. Hello, my name's Damien, I'm that Trucking Foot Manager, and welcome back to Glasses United. And we are here at the end of January. We're going to do 2 games today, and in between we're going to do some transfers. I hope. I've got 1 or 2 in mind, either way. There've been a couple in already. I was thinking like I was gonna put the transfer special bit in the middle, and I realised that's not going to make a lot of sense if we end up playing one of the people I've signed, which we probably will. So we'll go through quickly and see who I've signed up so far. There are a couple more on the radar, which we'll talk about if and when they land. Ryan Vincent has come in from Lincoln. He's one that keeps popping up over and over again, and I repeatedly find myself thinking he's not quite good enough. But at the same time, he's better than what we've got, and he's homegrown, so we've gone for it. £185,000. He can't really head the ball, and he can't really tackle, and he's a centre-half. I know, I understand. But he's determined. His physicals are all there or thereabouts. His mentals are all pretty strong. He's 22 years old with 2 caps. I mean, I gave him those 2 caps. But he's been at Lincoln forever, and he's been in the first team on and off for 4 years. And playing full seasons for the last 3 years. Nearly. So if he's good enough for Lincoln, he's good enough for me, as far as I'm concerned. £185,000 is nothing, considering that we're getting £4 million in TV money every year. He's, like I say, I've nearly signed him several times and then balked at the last second. So this time he's ours. The other is Darius Smith, or Darius Smith. He's a Canadian left back. He is necessary on the grounds that we are going to lose Reece Garner. He had a paddy. We'll get to him. But let's worry about Darius Smith first. He is Canadian, although for reasons doesn't require a work permit. I'm yet to learn what any of those reasons might be. Nope, no clue. He's 24 years old, and yet he seems to be earning eligibility as a homegrown Gibraltarian. I don't see how he could possibly do that, but never mind. He's 5 days in the country. He was born in Strathroy, Caradoc. Oh, he's part English and part Jamaican. Ooh, speaks fluent English and French. Well, he was from Canada, wasn't he? Yep, he's played for Millwall and then went to Sigma FC, or Sigma Cubed, according to the logo, who play at the Paramount Fine Foods Centre in Mississauga, Ontario. The only guy who's ever going to sign for Glasses as a step up. But yeah, he's been playing full seasons, it would appear, for them, and reasonably well. Is he good enough? Probably. Physically very strong, determined again. A light-hearted 17 determination. I feel, the technicals could all be better. We can't lie with that. It says he's going to be a left wing back. He's going to be a left full back, let's be honest. But we've already got him training as such. He comes in on the grounds that on the way out is Reece Garner. He's going to Boreham Wood. I don't know why he particularly wants to go to Boreham Wood, but he's going to Boreham Wood. I don't remember exactly what it was that annoyed this man, but something annoyed him. Maybe it was... He wasn't the one who had the problem with Europe. I can't think what it was. He might have just had a general, I want to leave now, please. We paid 11 grand for him a couple of years ago. He's played a couple of seasons. We're going to lose him for nothing. I don't actually care that much. He's a 28-year-old Englishman, but that means, again, homegrown status. He was good, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's 6.82 last year. That's perfectly acceptable. 7.16 this year is absolutely fine. But at the same time, he's not spectacular. He's just good. As you can see, we might be signing Ola Okiowu back. Hashtag spoiler alert. We're working on a couple of others as concepts as well. It's difficult to pick out exactly where the team needs strengthening, because where the team needs strengthening is in terms of homegrown players, and there seem to be none. The only homegrown players that are good enough play for Europa or Lincoln and won't consider a move. So, as you can see, financially, £1.5 million in the transfer budget, another £5,000 in the wage budget, £1 million in the scouting budget as well. Like, we have got money to spaff. It's as simple as that. £2.7 million in the bank. I have just convinced the board to give me new toys. Quick look at the general information, facilities information. So we are improving. The junior coaching is now good. The youth recruitment is adequate, moving towards good. Training and youth facilities are both below average, but as you'll see here, we're improving the youth facilities, we're improving the training facilities. So they are spending money on the club at last. I'd love it if the other clubs were doing the same thing, but I suspect they're not. If we look at our schedule stuff, where did you last come in? The Europa defeat, wasn't it? Yeah, so College 75 when beat 3-0. Dave Woods with a pen. Williams and Heim with the other two. Magpies 3-1 win, 2 for Dover, 1 for Woods. Somerville got a second yellow after the game was dead. Then Lincoln at home. 3-0 win, all 3 goals from Manuel Williams, 15-44 and 90+4. They had a man sent off as well. Comfortable win, really comfortable win. Links away. Why is it that we never... This always happens. Every year we draw against a bang average to poor team. And here's that one. A 0-0 draw with Links. But then we played Europa Point and took revenge on them. 2 for Dave Woods, 1 for Tyree Simpson, 1 for Emmanuel Williams. Leaves the league table looking like this. Yeah, that's what I thought. Lincoln have lost 2, admittedly one of them against us. Drawn 4 against Links and Mons Calpe and St. Joseph's. And only won the 5. So we are 3 points and a game clear of Mons Calpe, 6 points and a game clear of Lincoln. We are only 3 points behind Europa, who have dropped points against Lincoln. But when they dropped points about 2 weeks later, we then got that ridiculous draw against Lynx, so we weren't able to capitalise. As you can see, they remain an absolute cheat code of a team. Top 2 top goal scorers, top 2 average ratings, second place in assists, player of the matches, clean sheets, the whole works. They're just a cheat code. I did my job well there, I think, and you know what? I'm actually really glad I jumped from there when I did, because if I'd stayed another year or two, they would be unassailable at the top. Schedule-wise, that's what the last bits of the season look like in my face. No, wait, no, it's good. We've got Europa in this episode. We'll play Man 62 first, get them out of the way, and then get beat by Europa after the transfer window shuts. Europa aren't the challenge. I'd love to catch up with them and beat them, but I think that's beyond what we can do. Second place. Simple as that. Second place. But yeah. It's reasonably well spread out in terms of the fixtures. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I'll get into the game and then we'll talk a little bit about what's coming up on the channel. And Yanwu is in goal with Garner, Vincent, Dover and Thompson along the back 4. Woods and Holmes in the middle. Taraj and Rickard on the wings. Simpson and Williams up top. Actually, you know what? Having said that, I want Steve Stevenson Baldacchio, who I'm trying to break into the side. And I want our new right back, whose name escapes me. Sorry, left back, whose name escapes me. Darius Smith. Reece Garner can bite me. There we go. So what I just said, but with Smith at left back. Steve Stevenson Baldacchio. Again, in for his name alone. He hasn't been getting any football in the reserves, and I don't know why, and it's really annoying. So he's going to come up and play some games in the first team. He's already a 1.5-star player, despite being 16. He's got a determination of 18. Carefully managed, this man can turn into a footballer. I say man, boy. I want to talk about how fantastic... Hang on, Darius Smith wants number 12. Unavailable. You can have number 24. See, I'm giving it to you twice in one go. Can't say I'm not a generous manager. I want to talk about how excited I am that we've got an excellent youth intake coming according to the preview. That should be 5-star youth intake with fantastic goalkeepers and strikers and wing back. It's not going to happen. It's going to be lies. It's always lies. Rickard puts in a cross. Well headed by Taraj just over the top. And their goalkeeper's named after my old MP. Right, I'm going to say it now in the middle of a match because otherwise it'll get lost at the end or beginning of the game. I've been looking at the schedule and looking at when I can fit recording sessions in, and it's not going to fit. And instead of, an episode might go missing here or there, and I mean, unprofessional is like the middle name for this channel, but even so, that's to me not acceptable. So, we are going to rip the plaster off. There will be a 2-week break from this channel. I know that's a bit long, but I just can't see times when I'm going to be able to squeeze recording sessions in. And frankly, I have gotten to that point where it's feeling a little bit samey, and it's probably coming through. And I think a little break away from it will be good to just give it a little bit of a boost in the arm. Just to wake the channel up a bit, because I feel like I'm dragging myself through it, and that's not so good. So we are going to finish this season, which is probably just the one more video, unless something very strange happens. Casey chips over the keeper, hits the post, and is hacked off the line. This isn't how this is meant to be going, for the record. We're meant to be smashing this team. Where was I? Yeah. We're going to finish this season. Unless something really bizarre happens, it's going to be one more episode after this one. End of the season, last 2 games, Lincoln and whoever it is. Man 62 again, I think. Can't remember. And then we're going to go on break for 2 weeks. Because I'm just not going to find a recording time. And I might be able to squeeze in the occasional episode here and there, but that's not good for continuity. So I'd rather go away, come back, and just start afresh with a brand new season, beginning of the summer, so I can work out my transfers and all that lot. I think it's going to be good for the channel. It is a break. It is a bit annoying if you are someone who relies on these videos for your sanity, and if you do, my days, seek help. Smith is breaking down the left wing. First time volleyed cross is hacked clear. Unlucky there. Stevenson Baldacchino, who's picked himself up a booking. God, he's one of my players, isn't he? Rickard takes on Quinn. Early ball in. Williams in space. Powers it in. He's offside. It's not going to count. So yeah, I don't have exact dates. I suspect it will be the Wednesday of the following. Let me just boot open a calendar in the corner here. So I'm away for that week. So we're looking at probably August the 3rd. There'll be one more video, then August the 3rd. And I realise, again, it's a big old gap, but I'm hoping that will give me the enthusiasm to return, and I'm hoping it will mean that from then I can properly put in the continuity and the schedule that you come to expect me to fail to deliver. Harry Simpson just scored a beautiful header at the back post, which means the cheering sound effect probably drowned all of that little spiel out. But I'm sure I'll repeat it enough times. We're going to call it August for whatever I just said. 4th? 3rd? Yeah, Wednesday, August the 3rd. Probably. Maybe. Perhaps. Come on, this is me. If it was reliable, it would be boring. We're 1-0 up. Just going into the break. 1-0 up. Oh, we've got a chance at another one. Thompson breaking down the wing. Takes on Marku. Cuts back to Taraj. Bit of space. Taraj's cross. Woods with the header, and it's well held by Johnny Mercer. And on the subject of niche references, Johnny Mercer is properly niche. It's not. It's real life. He's an MP. He's a... Nope. I'm not going to say it out loud. You can make your assumptions to what I was about to say there. Thompson cuts one back to Dover. Stevenson Baldacchino. Williams, long looping ball over to Rickard. There's space for him to pull it back. Can't quite get the ball away. Does it now. Woods somehow drags it wide to the post. We'll go in at half-time 1-up on Man 62. I'm going to go with not good enough. I think we should be beating them comfortably. I think we've looked in danger a couple of times. So we're going to demand more. Mercer with the free kick. Woods nodded down to Simpson. Woods again. Stevenson Baldacchino. I should probably take him off at some point, really. Dover. Out wide to Taraj. Williams. Back to Stevenson Baldacchino. Smith to Rickard. Rickard with a bit of space. Not a lot. 2 men on now, so cut it back. No, he's lifted the cross in. It's deflected away, and Quinn volleys it clear. Vincent can start again. Smith to Woods. It's a poor ball forward, and I think everyone was offside anyway. Dover to Stevenson Baldacchino. Back to Dover again. Thompson. Taraj going down the wing. This is one of those highlights, isn't it? Taraj brings in the cross in the end, and Simpson with the header gets himself a second goal. And I have to say, as much as Tyrese Simpson is expensive in terms of needing to spend a squad slot on him because he's not homegrown, he does crop up with his fair share of goals, to be fair. Like, more so than he did the last club I had him at. Or was it a nation? It's a nation, yeah. He doesn't do very well for Gibraltar, but that's a good solid header. Puts us 2-0 up, and you'd like to think cruising. The fact that we're still behind Mons Calpe in the table, despite the fact their game was against Lincoln, tells you a lot about how bad Lincoln have been. Vincent out to Woods. Rickard to Simpson. Smith to Vincent. And Vincent has slotted in really well at centre-half. And it means that Anna Kendrick, or him too. Adam Kendrick doesn't play there very often anymore, which is an absolute result, to be quite honest with you, because Kendrick was a liability. He's still floating around somewhere. I might bring him on in a minute for comedy purposes. 60th minute? Yeah, go on then. Baldacchino off. Kendrick on at holding midfield. Dave Woods off and Mello Kelly in there. And do we make all three now? Let's make all three now. Haim off for Williams. No, didn't think you would let me do that. Who can I change that I'm allowed to change? Basically no one. I'm going to bring Brian Moreno on for a bit. He doesn't play very much football. And I know making a goalkeeper sub with half another player is an odd choice. But I need to get him more football because ultimately he's the one who might one day turn homegrown because he's only 18. And he's our new shining hope for the national team as far as I'm concerned because Shea Thompson is not it. We talked about him a couple of episodes ago and watched him. Moreno is over half a season towards being Gibraltarian. He'll have to be our goalkeeper in a couple of years because there won't be anyone else. Nice work, everyone. That was good. It was. It was good. Don't you tell me it wasn't. It puts us level on points with Europa, although still quite a hefty chunk of goals behind, and they've still got a game to play, and it's against Lions. So we're probably not going to be threatening them much, unless Lions are going to beat them 15-0. So we'll try and hoover up a couple more signings, and then we'll be back in a couple of minutes to play Europa. Europa beat Lions 3-0, so we're back behind them again. But, you know, Lincoln remained 4th. That's very poor. See you in a minute. So it was just the one new signing, Ola Okiowu. He's now 30, and the pace has dropped off fairly dramatically from the 18 it had before. But the physicals are still right up there. I mean, he's only 30. This assumption that mostly Football Manager players, and let's face it, I'm guilty of it too, that 30 is in some way ancient. Like, I'm 34, and I'd like to think I'm not about to die. His determination is still very high. His technicals are as bad as they ever were, but we're paying 500 quid a week to be a cover centre-half right-back. He has been... We'll have him hosed off, like in a prison scene from like Guardians of the Galaxy, hosed off in yellow goo to make him not be infectious anymore. And to be fair, it's difficult to see why that lot let him go, because 38 appearances, he obviously played every game that season. A goal, 3 assists, 2 man of the match, and a solid average rating. But for some reason, they've decided not to renew his contract. Beyond me. Someone outside has decided to start hitting something with a club hammer, which is fantastic. I don't know if you'll be able to hear that or not, but, you know. I live in the kind of place where someone's always fiddling with something out in a back garden very, very noisily. Never mind. He's a new signing. He won't be playing today. He's nowhere near sharpness. He'll get there in the end. We will use him this season, no question. But he's not ready to play a team like Europa. And Yanwu will be in goal with Smith, Vincent, Dover and Thompson along the back four. Holmes and Woods in the middle. Rickard and Taraj on the wing. Simpson and Williams up top. Holmes is not really fit. Excuse me. Holmes is not really fit enough for this game. We actually need to put Kendrick on the bench instead of Owens because we are once again bumping into the 5 players trained in Gibraltar rule. Now, I went on a hunt through basically every player I wanted out of Lincoln or Europa. And even at one point agreed to pay £1.6 million for Michael Daly, the centre midfielder. And in every single case, they refused to even discuss a contract. Glasses United are not a big enough team for them to move to them. Which is particularly frustrating when I'm looking to buy them off Lincoln, who we are now bigger than. Crompton, no idea who that is. It's an ideal position for him though. Has a go, clips a crossbar on the way over. It's very difficult to see how they are meeting squad selection rules. I have to say that as well. I looked through and their entire first 11 has 5, which is how many you need. But they don't always seem to be playing. So, I don't know if they're just hand-waving squad selection rules or what. And Yanwu gets that all kinds of wrong. And Kuna, you don't give him a chance like that. Come on. I mean, even down to McGruer, who's not really playing for them anymore. McGruer's not in their first 11. I mean, yeah, he's playing today, but he's not the die-hard player he was. And like I say, I'm not 100% certain he'll make our side better. And he wouldn't even discuss a contract. Galliano, I think I got to 1.1 million. Wouldn't discuss a contract. That's just the theme. We can't sign any of those players. And because we can't, Taraj has gone down injured. That's a worry. O'Kelly can't come on because he can't. Okay. Hold the line, caller. This is going to take some fiddling. Oh. So badly like Tetris sometimes. Right, Taraj. So Rickard to the right wing. Tyrese Simpson to the left wing. That's not a good sub. Then Woods up top. And then Kendrick to defensive mid. I despise this squad registration rule. I really, really do. Rickard's got a corner for us. Spins it in. It's a good header by Dover and it's just over the top. That's the thing, is I would wonder, honestly, if that's the sort of thing that maybe a more fluid game would change. Because this league has shot up in terms of reputation. There is now 4 million quid of TV money coming in every year. I wonder if that rule would get tweets. There is no way, absolutely no way that is a penalty. Not a chance. Excuse me. Not a chance that's a penalty. Tomlinson fires at home. We're 2-0 down. I mean, what can you do to that? There's no way. He's standing 5 yards in front of him and knocks the ball away from him. How can that possibly be a penalty? Never mind. Sometimes the referees feel the need to give charity to the little teams like Europa. Holmes to Woods. This tickle in my throat is getting worse. I'm sorry, it's probably going to be a coughing fit for the rest of the episode. Phew. Intercepted Robert Thompson. Here's Williams to Rickard. In front of Woods. Beautiful ball. Woods! Oh, we needed that one. Oh. Pardon me. Might as well go out of a bang in terms of my final couple of episodes, isn't it? For now. Sniffling as well. Just what you want to hear. Phew. Cuts it back. Well intercepted by Thompson. Hacked away. Watkis lifts it forward. Vincent wins the header. Here's Simpson. Nods it on. Terrible header. Dear, oh dear. Oh, this has come out of absolutely nowhere. Williams to Woods. Lifted out wide to Rickard. Thompson drives in across. Simpson's unmarked. Oh, that's literally what you're in the team to do, Simpson. Oh. That's 2 in a row we should have scored. It really is. Williams is over a free kick. He's not the man to take a free kick. He's exactly the man to take a free kick. As soon as I finished saying it, I thought, I guarantee this is going in there. Not just to make me look like a fool. A foolish fool! And he did. It's a beauty. He's not a free kick taker. I don't really know where he's found that. But, fair play. Good on him. Demand some more. Vincent to Smith. Vincent lifts it forward. Watkis heads down to Galliano. McGruer. To Zajmi. Oh, post and wide. It's just not going to be our day. Oh, a thing I forgot to mention. There's a few of those around. I don't know if it ever went through or not, but at one point, Robbie Mullen, the left back, was under offer from Arsenal for 16.75 million quid. I don't know if it went through. I need to double check. Rickard slots one in front of Williams. Is not going to get there. Keeper hacks it clear. We rebuild from Vincent and Dover to Kendrick. Back to Dover. Vincent. It's calm and considered football. We're opening gaps behind them. There we go. Rickard. Kendrick. Back to Dover. Lifted forward. Williams brings it under control. Woods is there. He's gone out to Rickard instead. Rickard takes on Tomlinson. Crosses in deep. Simpson with the header. This time Tyree Simpson gets it right and will go in at half time against all the odds. Level at the break. And, I mean, kind of out of nothing, really. But it's nice to know that Simpson can occasionally get a header in the right place. I know I was praising him in the last episode, but this is who I am. I'm a fickle man. This isn't good enough, totally unacceptable. A little bit harsh, if we're being honest, but never mind. And we'll chuck an encourage out there as well. As it stands, we're second in this group table. That's the other thing that keeps coming to mind, is that obviously in every other season, before the TV money thing came in, winning either the league table or this half of the league table was massive for money. And now it just isn't anymore. You're going to get 4 million quid a year. Another $500,000 doesn't really make that much odds. Vincent's pinged it all the way home to Anyanwu. Big boot forward. Williams wins it and nods it down to Rickard. There's time and space here. If you can pick the right ball, Hendricks inside, and this is him. Thompson to Williams. Saved onto the post by Webb. Clearly coming down with something, because this is more coughing than I should be doing. Maybe that's another reason to have 2 weeks off. What do you reckon? Goodridge. Shreds Vincent. It's a good tackle, but Daly finds the ball at his feet. Goodridge again. Daly. Back to Galliano. Hits one just over the top. We're going to need to make another change. I don't really know what change we're going to make. I actually have no idea. Okay, so O'Kelly can replace Simpson and then swap back with Rickard. Gary Holmes can't come off because he's homegrown. Kendrick can't come off because he's homegrown, even though he's absolutely shattered. We'll just have to play them into the ground and hope they don't die, basically. That's all we can do. Watkis to Wilson. Galliano back to Watkis. And it's a beautiful triangle. If it had been 50 yards further up the pitch, that would have been a really penetrating move. Thompson wins it well off Goodridge. Wilson lifts it down the line and Goodridge is there. Breaking down the wing. It's good defensive play, really, but let's not mess around with it like that. Holy smokes. Wilson to take the corner. He still won't move either, Toby Wilson. I actually agreed with £250,000 they wanted, and he still wouldn't even discuss a contract. 10 to play. Let's demand more. Let's try and get this win. 90th minute. It looks unlikely now. But again, a 2-2 draw away at Europa, it keeps us within touching distance. All we need now is for them to slip up somewhere else, which they might. They've done it before. We're 3 points behind them. Admittedly, an absolute butt ton of goals as well. But 3 points behind them. If Lincoln takes something off them again, which is quite possible, or if Montecalpe do, we've got next. It could be close within. Europe spotted at Europa Stadium. Guyana boss Anthony Europe. Righto. Right. Thank you very much for watching. Like I say, one more episode, which will be the last 2 games of the season. I don't think we're close enough to make it worth coming back for that Europa game. So it'll be Lincoln and Lions for the last 2 games of the season. I will see you there probably on Monday. And have a lovely weekend. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.